Hey guys, it's been a while since I've done a video. It is February 1st and looking to start the month off right. It's been a busy 5 or 6 weeks here as we got through the holidays and the dry end project, and things are finally starting to settle. I thought I should get through and do a little bit of update as we look towards the next month. So, first thing I'll talk about here is obviously volume has been high. Uh, trying to keep up with the demand out there with customers as well as dealing with paper shortages. We're doing the best we can to keep everybody informed of what we're going to do each weekend. We've had a couple of postings where we've had, 3 or 4 weekends in advance to let people know. Obviously, that's kind of out of the ordinary, uh, but we're going to try to do the best we can and let people know when we're going to continue to post the weekend and try to stay up on top of the volume and also give people weekends off. Ideally, we don't want to be here every weekend as well. But the demand right now is just crazy, coupled with trying to get paper in here and get orders out the door. It's a challenge for a lot of people. So for right now, we're going to try to continue to keep everybody in the loop of what's going on and plan the best we can and let you know what we're going to do on a week by week basis moving forward. With that, I think we've made a lot of progress on the dry end of the machine. Fosber's done a great job of working with us and working out the bugs here and there. We knew it was going to be a challenge, and as we stand here, basically 4 or 5 weeks later, I think we've got things dialed into the point where we can really start to push the machine again and start looking towards, getting it back to where we were in December and as we finish 2020. As we finish up and start looking at how we can average upwards in the 45,000 an hour range to get back to where we were and start pushing it forward. We've seen some solid shifts and seen the capabilities even with downtime, being able to push some really good numbers so far. So I think as we start to make progress from a downtime perspective and get back to you know 20, 15, 10 minutes or less on each shift, we're really going to see the fruits of our efforts to try to get upwards of 45 an hour plus, and really start to think about what it's going to take to hit a 500,000. I think it's a crazy idea, but it's doable. We've seen some really good spurts so far where we can push the machine. Obviously, it's hard to do that with paper combinations that we're not used to, so there's a lot of weird things going into it. But I think we've seen as we've been able to push, over 1,200 feet a minute, get towards 1,300 feet a minute, the amount of time we can make up. It's not out of the realm of possibilities to start thinking that we can grasp an 8-hour shift and get into that 500 range. It's been done by a couple of plants, and I think that's a good goal for everybody to be thinking now. 400s are still always going to be an achievement, but when we see a capable lineup out there that we can push the machine and try to push towards 500, whenever we get to that point, we'll reward the shift accordingly. We're working through some of the ideas and so on and so forth. But start thinking long-term goals and start thinking how we can continue to push it one day at a time and go from there. As we go into February from a safety standpoint, there's been a couple questions with additional videos out there. Obviously, there's corporate videos, the sexual harassment video for the quarter. There's also going to be a hazmat video out there now. Basically, the simplest thing I could tell everybody is that if you have videos and your little chart says that you need to do them, just do them. And if you have a question, you can come see me, come see Gina or Bob. They'll explain the videos we got to get done. But we want to try to make sure we're getting all those cleared off. Remember, at the end of the month, and try to get ahead on your quarter. Let's not wait till the end of March to get done with all the safety videos that are due from a Schwarz perspective as well. So, also from a safety perspective, as we talk about, continue to stay diligent with our wipe downs, our wiping our areas down, continuing to do preventative wipe downs and cleaning our areas from a COVID perspective. Let's make sure we're staying on top of that. As the amount of stops are getting better and the amount of time we had to be able to focus on doing that thing gets easier, let's make sure we're getting our areas cleaned down and going from there. Uh, it's been brought up as maybe through the new holidays, everybody got a few extra gifts here and there, and we've seen a few eye watches popping up on the floor. I need to reiterate that watches specifically aren't supposed to be out on the floor, and that includes Apple watches, iWatches, any other kind of watch that would sync up with your phone. The phones aren't supposed to be on the floor, so if you're connected with a watch, you probably got your phone in your pocket. So let's not do that. Remember, having a phone out on the floor can end up with a disciplinary action where you could lose part of your team sharing, or multiple offenses could lose all of your team sharing. So this is a safety idea. We don't want anybody to be distracted with their phone while we're trying to be out on the floor, and that goes for the Apple Watches or anything of that same mindset. So leave them in your locker, leave them in your car. Don't bring them at all. But let's leave the technology out the door. Um, we have several new hires started last week. We need to continue to look out for them as they get acclimated to their new surroundings. We'll have a few people that stay on first shift for a couple of weeks, and then we at least two guys that are going out to second, one out to third. So let's continue to look out for them. Remember, they cannot be counted on for the idea of common sense. Uh, they have no common experience in our industry, so don't assume that they know what is going to be good, bad, what's safe. Look out for them. Make sure we explain things, and make sure we're keeping an eye out for them as they get acclimated to being part of the team and being part of our family. We want everybody to be safe. We are still looking for a couple more people for both of the back shifts. We are interviewing for third shift supervisor, and we think we're getting close to the end of that search. We have several interviews lined up for the rest of this week. Um, we have our quality manager position open that we will continue to look for. And then as we continue to build production, shipping, we are kind of looking at all parts of the plant from a hiring perspective right now. So thank you very much for overall productive January with everything that was going on. From a waste perspective, from an uptime perspective, we continue to make progress on a week-to-week basis. So that goes to show that everybody's staying focused and trying to do the right thing as far as making sure quality stays good for our customers as we try to work through all of our little bumps with the install. But now as we continue to push it, we got to continue to pay attention to what is coming out that end of the machine. We will have some different paper grades coming in, different paper suppliers as we try to work through this shortage. So it makes it that much more important to make sure we're paying attention to quality as we might be running combinations that we're not necessarily used to. So remember, the name of the game here is being a quality sheet producer and making sure our customers get good sheets. So that's always our number one thing to watch for, besides the safety aspect of production. So looking forward to a productive February and building off of everything we've done so far. So thank you once again. And the last thing I will say is, as we sit here on February 1st, I do have shirts in that I'll start handing out here today or tomorrow for the end of quarter four. As you can see, we have a little bit of a Lego style logo, a little Lego construction workers to kind of symbolize all the work that got done over the end of 2020 and putting the new machine in. On the back, we had all of our 400s that we had in quarter four. So we'll start handing those out here pretty soon across the board. And hopefully we work towards the next round of 400s and work on this quarter. So thank you once again. As always, come see me if you have any questions, and look forward to another great month.